Good evening.
Um, welcome to this is season 2 of Therapy Lounge on Social Therapy Mag podcast. I'm your host, DuPreeShamir, and I got the one and only.
Softly spoken. Hey, everybody.
Softly spoken. How have you been? Welcome to season 2.
Wonderful. How have you been?
I've been great. I was looking forward to doing season 2 of Therapy Lounge and giving our listeners that therapeutic treatment. We're excited to be back.
Yes, we are.
Yes, yes. So I'm just happy to have my co-host with me tonight, everyone. If this is your first time listening, we want to welcome you. This is your first time, follow us on Social Therapy IG on Instagram, and also follow us on Social Therapy One on Twitter. So, softly spoken, we have a very important topic tonight.
We do. I don't even know how to talk about this one, but I think I don't
How,
know.
yeah,
A lot of the issues with African Americans, I feel like you probably have more insight on than I do, being a black male. Black women are treated differently in this country, of course.
yes. So everyone, the topic tonight is how the media depict the black males. You know, this is a very serious topic because the media can portray black males as a whole as just when it's dealing with a lot of when dealing with a lot of stuff where there may be far as the crime and um just the negative stuff that is always being portrayed in the media
Right.
from the news and articles and stuff like that. We are never seen as we never speak of about the positive stuff that a lot of us as the black males in the inner city or in the community or as a whole what they're doing in society. It's
Right.
always and it's always being shown on the news, on articles, or also social media, far as the crime, far as being incarcerated and stuff like that. So, um, this is very serious because we definitely being portrayed as it's almost like being portrayed, trying to portray us as animals. Like we are not civilized or we're not intelligent people. We come from a long line of great people, from down to our ancestrals to the people before us.
Right.
So yeah, so this has been going on for so long, and
Right.
we
It
want to
has.
yes. Go ahead, Shelf. You
I
spoken with
see
you.
us as it's like I was watching. I don't know if you feel this way or not, but when I watch the news and a crime happens, I know if they don't show the picture of who committed the crime, then most likely they're white. Whenever
Yes.
they show a face, it seems like it's a black face. So either, like you said, we've committed a crime or we're getting beat down by the cops. We're always doing something mischievous. Um, and the only time that I can recall, anyway, that you really see white people acting out was when we had the riots at the Capitol complex.
That
Um,
is so true.
but other than that, from what I've seen, the perspective, um, the black man is a threat. And that's how I feel that the media depicts black men. Now you tell me, if you're just living in this society, and we are of a certain age, do you feel like
Mhm.
it's gotten better with the inception of social media where people like yourself have their own platform now and we don't have to rely on the major news stations to tell our story? Do you feel like it's gotten better?
I agree to a certain extent.
Okay.
We really don't need the mainstream media because a lot of us have started. our own platforms, whether it comes from reporting the real news or it's report or having our own podcast or or directing our own movies independently, or we kind of having our own musicians as far as our own record labels and stuff like that. So I do see there's a good and there's a bad. We still have the imagery of um our people, flashing money on Instagram, on Twitter, and it just sometimes it's still a lot of stereotype, but there is on the other side there is some great things that we are doing that is kind of we're creating our own platforms, and we are very creative people. So to answer your question, yes, I do see there's a way to generate revenue stream and to have a voice. Social media does give you a voice.
Mhm.
Facebook does give everybody a voice. I say that most of the time, women who used to watch soaps or soap operas during the day,
Mhm.
Facebook and Twitter, Instagram is the new soaps
Hmm.
because
That's
so
interesting.
yeah, so it's like, you use your feeds as the soaps. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what a Facebook and Twitter and Instagram has taken the place of watching soaps and your
Wow.
YouTube. So, um,
Interesting. I mean, so I don't. Not that I'm anti-social media. I just choose not to use social media. But
I understand.
how would it make you feel as a child growing up, um, when the depictions that you saw of black men on TV were usually like, let's go back to the TV show Cops. It's every
Hmm.
time you saw us, it was about us being arrested or doing something wrong. How did that make you feel as a child? I mean, how does that affect your self-worth and how you view yourself in this country?
Um, to get to your question earlier, we are a threat when it comes to who we are and where we come from, and we're truly truly great men and women. And it takes it what it does, the cop shows and American Most Wanted, it kept putting an image of us as negative people that we could not be civilized. They try to make us like we was animals. We was three-fifths of men. We couldn't like articulate ourselves. We couldn't function. We couldn't be intelligent. They just made us like we had no value to society. And it was more like a more for like I said, stereotype, and more like kind of the betraying the image of us as animals, as negative people. So growing up, it did a lot to me, far as living in the inner city,
Hmm.
because we call it the hood, we call it the ghetto, we call it yeah, or we call it yeah, the inner city. So I always felt as though, but I always knew that it was something special about us as men and women, and
Hmm.
I knew that we knew. I kind of felt like that the public school system kind of did it intentionally, not you know we should have known about our history. Like we wasn't taught our real history, the
Right.
real
It's
values of
we were
massive.
taught slavery, and
Yeah,
that's what it's like we went from, we were brought to this country as slaves, and that was it. We weren't taught about the valuable contributions that we made, not just in this country, but all over the world.
yes,
Um,
yes. I
you
agree
know,
with you.
but
And
I
that's how
just, again, being a black female, my experiences, of course, are going to be a lot different, than the black man. And so,
yes,
like I said, I feel like he has been, objectified isn't the right word. He's been demonized
yes,
in this
yes,
society.
yes. We
And
we had
so when you've been taught that, not even taught that, because I don't think us as parents teach our sons that, but um, it still has to do something to your psyche in terms of your self-esteem. And again, how you show up in the world if the only thing you see on TV is um, that you're again like you're a
community.
savage, and you know,
Yeah.
we grew up in a time where I remember when Lawrence Welk would come on, and we would sit around the TV and we would wait for the black guy to show up. He was the tap dancer,
Yeah.
of course. You
Right.
know, and it's changed a lot since then. But and I don't watch regular TV a lot. But when I was watching TV, I found myself going back to sitting there as a child, and like I said earlier, if they show the face, it's like we sit there with our holding our breath, saying, "Please don't let this be a black person that did this."
Right.
You know.
And that's true. Yeah, I have said that before too.
Hmm.
Um, because we always being portrayed as these savages people, and they make other cultures feel like, and other cultures will believe it from someone else, saying, "Oh, these people are evil, and they commit crime, they sell drugs, they kill their own," and we get the stories over and over and over again, and people, like you said, in a psyche, they'll start believing what other people, other groups may tell others. But it's a still ongoing battle that we're facing. And I always said that us as a people, we need to create an economic base so we don't have to rely on any other another we don't have to rely on another group. We should be able to, like, build something within ourselves. So if we lose employment, we be able to go to a place where we can get employment from our own, and we can get, like, like the affordable housing. Um, Nobody be homeless. Everybody have a place to build themselves up from economical growth, the real educational. I believe we will be in a better society because um, we'll be more independent.
You
We'll
know
be
what?
doing
I
for
wish
self.
and hope for a utopia like that, but
Mm-hmm.
um, so I know that people disagree with me on this, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think black people were ready for integration.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you've been in a bad relationship for so long, it's like
Yeah.
we didn't heal from that bad relationship, and then we just hopped back into another one without
Wow.
um again, we didn't heal our families. The trauma that we went through in this country. And I know people say, well, slavery was over 200 years ago. Get over it. But
But it never left.
right,
It's the modern day slavery.
exactly. And not just that, but you guys had over a 200-year head start. And so you can't tell us just get over it,
That's so
because it
true.
flows through our DNA. It shows up in how we as women raise our black men because we're scared for them. So we raise them
Mm,
to be complacent because we still fear what this society is going to do to them.
mm,
We shut our sons down, not intentionally. We do it out of love.
right.
But it's again because um, we remember whether we didn't endure slavery, but our DNA remembers. And
Right.
so, do you feel like the media keeps depicting black men this way because it fits within their agenda? Do you think that they do it because they're scared too? I saw this post where somebody said, white people are lucky that black people just want equality and not revenge. So, do you think
Mm.
that they're scared of us?
I think they're like Professor Griffin, Chuck D said, Public Enemy said back in the days, fear of a black planet. They fear of annihilation. They fear of the we are the melanated people. that sometimes I think they're afraid of our uprising again. They fear the fact that we will get back in power. We will unite. We Everybody's not going to unite within ourselves. Everybody's not going to be a brother and sister because people is, like you said, is not ready for the unity. And sometimes you're going to have to dissect yourself from those people because that negative energy will destroy from what men and women are trying to do to up from the hill back to power to power to greatness. And I think they're afraid of our power being going back to power. Our melanated people are afraid of that, and once we unite, the real people unite together. um the hill this everlasting wound, then is nobody can stop the black man or black woman from going back to where they rightfully supposed to be, where they posted.
But
I might be saying it I might be saying it wrong, but
no, I understand
I
what you're
feel it.
saying. But even when we look back in history, because again, I say stuff that people feel are is controversial, I guess. But the
Yeah,
black man always wants to claim to be the original man, right? And we talk about Lucy and that the oldest living bones of Homo sapiens. Oh God, why can't I say that word? Were found in
almost.
Ethiopia, right?
Mhm.
So if we were the original man, we were the original ones to fuck up. You see what I'm saying? We were the original ones to have slaves.
Yeah, I believe it.
So when I look at history, there's never been unity ever on this planet. So I feel like we're kind of asking for something that we've never seen. We desire it, but we've never seen an example of it. It's like growing up in a household where you didn't have two parents, so you don't know what it's like to have two parents. You have a certain expectation or a certain idea based on, the fantasies and fairy tales that we've been told. But there's always been war on this planet. There's always been conquering on this planet. So do
That's
you think
true.
that we as human beings even have the capacity to live in harmony with one another? Do you think that we're built that way, or will we always be a being of destruction? What do you think?
Well, that's a great question. I think that starting with us, I think we was disobedient to the universal laws. We was disobedient to the Most High God. Um, and I don't know if that's probably why we are in the predicament that we're in now. But you know, I kind of do believe that it can be at a point there can be some harmony, but you have to rid out the evil demons. You got to rid out um, the evil that men and women do on this planet Earth because we will not have peace here without eliminating the negative energy and the evilness. Because once you dissect it and destroy and astray evil and wicked and come back to the peaceful harmony, you can live in a great vibration of the world. It can be more peace, and it can be peace and understanding. And the wound could get patched and could get healed eternally. If that
See,
make
I
it
guess
that make any
I,
sense, if that make any sense though.
no,
I'm
no, you're making a lot of sense. I don't. How do I don't think we were disobedient to God.
okay.
Um,
No, that
I don't think that because okay, so if you look at scientific, so again we're going down that rabbit, we're going to go down a deep rabbit hole, but if you look at scientifically in terms of how the planets were created and how the universe was created, and so they say it was a big bang. So antimatter and matter crashed into each other. When you look at how the planets are all formed, they are beat up, they are abused, they are, we were formed by asteroids hitting us and knocking us into a certain, so if we are made of the stuff that is the universe, right? The
right, right.
universe is destructive. So
That's what.
that's why I'm asking. So that's why I don't think that we weren't obedient. I don't think that we didn't love God because if you look at it, almost every person claims a religious belief other than the atheist. But you
Right.
know, so
I
we
agree.
can't all be wrong.
Okay, that's true. That's true. So
It's go ahead, I'm
that
sorry.
was my error. That was I didn't mean to cut you off. That was my error. So
Oh no, no, no. We can have differences of opinion. That's awesome. We should have differences of opinion. That's how we
mhm.
learn and grow by challenging each other. I think that's awesome.
I agree. I do agree. I do agree because this is a very great conversation for our listeners to understand too. So yeah, I mean that's what you asked me was very powerful, and that was something that you want to know, like what happened to get to this point, you know. And
Hmm.
I should have see, you know what, I should have said it in this way, like maybe some was disobedient to God, not all, but maybe it was a situation where to get back to the most high, to the universe, um we have to follow the right universal laws. Probably, I mean, I feel as though if it was a certain way that we should have been following, because we wouldn't have all this chaos and havoc and mischief and all this evil stuff that's going on through thousands and thousands of years. And like you said, it's been around forever. And I always wanted to know what could have been done to not depict a human being, to pick us as black males as well as black women too. We want to have a topic on the black woman too, next week or in the upcoming episodes. But yeah, I just think that to get back to what we're speaking on, softly spoken, is I think that we I'm just tired of us being depicted as this predator, this negative this the negative image. I'll call it like the brother said one time. I forgot the name of the author. We talking about the assassination of the black man image, the black male image.
Hmm.
It's almost like assassination on our character because
Absolutely.
yes, we have some in our group that does a lot of things. Like you said, there's a lot of mental illness, and people have to identify that there is a serious mental illness amongst our own people. Why you have the robbing, why you have the killing amongst our own, why we incarcerated at a still at an alarming rate, why still unemployment, why still homeless people um in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s is homeless on the street, or it's so many things. And you know I want to also want to be a part of showing good leadership, like far as if I can kind of like show a good image of who I am, and maybe it'll encourage another brother to lead him to the right path, you know, because like you said, we keep getting dogged out softly all the time on some type of, they never always depict on some great things that we do, you know. If it's helping a
Hmm.
lady, if it's helping a lady across the street, if it's helping somebody with bags, if it's helping somebody donating, we don't never get that shown on the mainstream media or social media or anything like that. You know,
And
I'm
when
not.
we do, we look like buffoons.
Yes, that's true. Yes, I
We can
agree.
shuck and jive.
Yeah, yeah. Or we can just put money on the gram and flashing money, especially these young guys on the. It's just so much stuff that's this kind of misleading other people. We keep some people are missing other misleading others, and we just keep being depicted as, like you said, being ignorant and just just don't care. So not saying we it's a lot of us do care. Let me say like there's a lot of
Right.
us do care, but we just gotta I just gotta keep fighting so we don't keep being portrayed as this negative image that we constantly see all the time.
You
So
know, Pre, as we're having this conversation and I'm listening to you,
hmm
I can hear in your voice um, how this subject matter affects you. I can hear the pain of the years of
hmm
um, abuse by our society that's been inflicted on you.
yes,
You
yes.
know, so I acknowledge your pain.
Oh, and I appreciate the fact that you acknowledge it, and I acknowledge those who are around me or who those might be listening to tonight on this podcast because we all need someone to listen to. We all need some encouraging, and brothers, we gotta listen. You can hug another brother now. You understand what I'm
Mm,
saying? We that's one thing about us. A lot of us, we kind of feel as though we can't speak to each other on the street. We want to look hard or we want to have tight face. Not all of us, but um when you can speak to another brother, that can really encourage another brother. When you hug a brother, hey, how you feel, bro? Good to meet you. That can change a brother just by that hug or saying, yo, bro, man, listen, man, I know you don't know me, I don't know you, but I love you, bro, because we brothers and we in a struggle, and no matter what you do or what I do, you can do it, or you can be whoever you want. You can keep striving, and that's what's lacking in the cities across the U.S. everywhere. The fact we don't
right,
show each other love and embracement amongst brotherhood. We need that brotherhood back. So,
right. But you know what? Like, as you're saying this, I'm thinking about, so if I've never been loved, right? I've never
mm,
experienced that.
right,
Even if somebody does try to love on you, one, you don't trust it because why
true,
should you? Right?
right. I agree with you. Yeah.
And so you're going to rebel from it. You want it and you crave it, but you're going to rebel from it because it's foreign for you,
Mm.
you
So
know?
that,
So
yes.
it takes time to peel back layers and show up and say, no, you can trust me. I support you.
Mm.
But you
Right.
have to be consistent.
You really do. Yeah,
And
that's
you'll
true.
probably get abused in the process. I shouldn't laugh at
You
that, but
gotta
that's the
no,
reality.
you gotta choose your battles. And like you said, you really gotta be careful because every brother is not can every brother may can't accept that approach. Or like I said, it takes time. There's not every brother's gonna want to hear it. Not every brother's gonna come to want to unite. Not every brother a lot of them you can save, a lot of them you can't. A lot of brothers is lost, and you probably can never. I don't want to say never can, but we live in this day in society that there's a lot of men, and there's a lot of men that's damaged. A lot of brothers is damaged mentally. It's a mental illness out there, but you might can't save all of them, but you can save some. And it's all I can do is just continues to give everybody upliftment when we do these therapy lounge episodes to uplift the man and woman and child, to just to give people encouragement words that they might have a bad day today, softly spoken, or they might be they could be going through anything. So
Hmm.
this I'm hoping for this show. Me and Softly Spoken want to give y'all guys a therapeutical treatment of embracement, encouraging words, and just stuff that we need to think about. Real topics and real conversations, real just the real talk that you need to listen, that you need to hear. Nothing sugar coated. And that's what I love about
Hmm.
Softly Spoken, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. But you know what? I think that might be a good topic for us. I'm sorry, I keep picking topics that relate to,
Oh,
to you
no. 'Cause we
or
gotta
the black
share.
man, but just
Yeah,
mental health issues within um, the black community, or if you want to do specifically for black men, we'll have to discuss that. That might be something. Or hey, viewers, let us know if you want us to talk about that. Give us some
yeah,
suggestions on what you want us to, to discuss and bring up, because we're here for you to
that's
help
right.
you, you know.
That's right. So we don't want y'all guys to be afraid. Listen, you can always leave a comment on Social Therapy IG on Instagram, and also Social Therapy One on Twitter. and also subscribe to Social Therapy Mag on YouTube. And you can always leave a comment because we'll post the videos on there. And me and Softly Spoken want to hear from y'all guys. We want to know what you're thinking. What this topic tonight, did it help you? What did you get out of it? Um, I mean, any questions you may have, please feel free to like leave us a comment, and don't be afraid, young and old, because some people sometimes get a little nervous or get shy. That's okay. We here to listen because everybody have been through something, you
Yep.
know. So a softly spoken. I just want to thank you so much for our season 2, our first episode tonight. Not our first episode, but it's the season 2 of the episode 1
Yeah, because
or
the first
season
one was
two.
kind of janky. We had phone issues.
Yeah,
But you know what? That's the beauty of us. Like,
yeah,
we're
no,
not perfect. Nothing is 100%. It's like real life. We got issues
right,
sometimes.
that's right.
You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, I
So
mean, and we're going to always be honest with you. So I think it's a good thing that people see that sometimes our equipment doesn't work. It's okay.
yes, yes, yes. Do you have anything you want your listeners to know before we leave tonight?
I do. Just one more thing. So I realized that people are struggling right now mentally a lot, and that people aren't told enough. If you need to play this recording over and over again, just know we love you. Some
That's
people
right.
will go through their whole day, weeks, months without ever hearing the words I love you. So we're
That's right.
telling you we love you. We
That's
support you.
That's right. So, your guys, make sure whoever's close to you, embrace them. If you have to call your family or call your friends you haven't spoken to in a while, just tell them that you love them. Just tell them that we're here. Let's talk. Let's get a chance to, catch up. And I just want to leave y'all guys with this to just let tonight, just to, just to be encouraged and never give up. And I hope all your brothers, if you listen to this podcast,